Welcome everybody to episode 237 of the effing title. I am your boy, Big Husky.
I'm Big D.
He's the Big D. And that right there, that's Shane Gillis.
Yeah, so we're doing a different one today. Usually we do movies sometimes, but I think it's the first time we've done a show.
A true show, yes, because like we did like House of the Dragons not every week, but like
yeah,
we talked about it briefly, but we've never done a full episode.
Oh, we just talked about that episode, yeah.
We've never done like a full episode on like a TV series, or not even TV series, a streaming series. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
something different.
Yeah, something a little different.
It's like the thing to talk about now. Like Netflix's big push for this Shane Gillis TV show.
Yeah. So if you can't tell, that's Shane Gillis.
And that's the face if he ever watches this.
Yes.
If he watches us talking about this, he's gonna go,
who the fuck are these guys? Like, yeah. The name of the show is called Tires.
Tires.
So, as always, like we do the same thing that we do with movies, right? Where we just straight off rip. What did you think?
Yeah.
Cutting through all the bullshit. You can listen to the bullshit, but right to the point. What'd you think?
Well, when we briefly talked before, and it was all like self-financed by Shane.
Yes, I had no clue about that. DeNutte told me that one. So
and it's literally just Shane, McKeever, and then Steve Gerben, the manager.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote all the episodes, and then like McKeever directed all the episodes, and it was like just the team. Like this, it wasn't like financed any studio. And so I think like for such like them literally just going out and doing it, it's like really good.
Oh yeah, it felt like there's a team of 20 people, if that.
Yeah. So it nailed like the low budget like camera. That's not how it was. Like how like The Office is like it is like a crew following them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really acknowledge it that much, but they do acknowledge it like they're doing interviews. Yeah. But it felt like you felt like a fly on the wall in a mechanic shop.
Well, that's the thing is like when I was gonna say this is another one that like it's a because we get these different comedies like this with comedians and they try to do something different. This is completely outside of all of the other sort of shows almost the comedians have tried to put on. The one that I wrote is similar. Like this is the very first thing I wrote within 10 minutes of the first episode. Not even. Like maybe within 5 minutes of the first episode. I wrote similar in vein to the style of the Jim Jeffries show called Legit. Did you ever watch that one?
Oh yeah, I did. Which is fun. I did.
Incredibly similar to that show. And then the humor.
I mean, he wasn't like a cool guy on that show either. He was just kind of like a dude living with two other dudes.
Yeah. It's okay. So let's just get it. Let's just get into it then. Look, you're gonna say something. No.
No.
So it starts off as you wonder why is it called Tires? Well, that's because the owner, or not the owner, but the guy that's running the
owner's son.
The owner's son, who's running this shop, bought a shit ton of tires on sale by accident because he pressed the wrong button or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it was.
Yeah, he ordered like 500 tires, but he's like, they're so much cheaper.
Yeah, he was supposed to order like 50, but instead he put an extra 0 or something like that, and it's like, so I was like, but we have them for so much cheaper, and it's not a gas station, it's just a mechanic shop, right?
Yeah.
It's a mechanic shop that's basically...
It's like a Jiffy Lube or Speedy Lube or...
Yeah,
but it's not like a major shop.
Yeah, and it's like, it's about to quote-unquote probably go under, is the way that they're wording it. It's like...
So...
They're trying to find ways to make money and be profitable, and it's just the normal sort of comedy, but instead of it being like in a bar or in a coffee shop or where's some of the other normal places that comedy shows go, an office... This is in like a mechanic shop.
Well, you don't see. I can't really remember. I don't really. It's a blue collar job. I can't really remember the last time it was like you really saw like blue collar, like
a true
show.
yeah.
Because like you look at like King of Queens, like that was
Oh
about.
yeah, that's probably my
He was a delivery driver,
Yep.
like a UPS driver.
Yeah, there's
But
their own.
like,
They had their own name though. It wasn't UPS, but it was basically the same. The same
yeah, but
colors.
like
Yeah.
the show wasn't about him being a UPS driver. It was about the family.
Yeah.
Like whereas like then you have like Parks and Rec, which the show was about like a Parks and Rec department.
Mm-hmm.
It turned into more than that, but like that's a white collar job. Like work like all these workplace comedies. I don't remember any like like working man comedies.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, that's
So they kind of, I feel like they nailed it. So like actually I watched the first episode last night with like a group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends is like good friends is a mechanic. So he was like watching it the whole time. Yeah, locked in. And so and he was like, I love that. Like he's like, it's so true. Because he's like, because it is like I will go in there like he actually did he put new tires on my car a few weeks ago. And I was in there talking to him, and we were just like looking at his Miata. So like like in the episode 2 when like Stavros, shout out to Stavros, when Stavros gets in that stupid car and like it's like, you want to see me peel out, and he's like, absolutely. So it's like literally the same thing. I go to the shop, pick up my car, but I'm just talking to my buddy, and he's like, check out my Miata. And actually, I got to pull it up. I don't think I sent this to you. So I go in. He got a Miata. Are you familiar with a Miata?
Yes.
So I get in the car. And it's just this little.
I love it.
If you can see that, I like the windshield is like here, like my face is like completely over the windshield, and so it's literally like I was going to hang out, saw my buddy at work, and it's like the same thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No. That's the other thing is that, so like you said, Stavros is in this, and Andrew Schultz is in this.
Yeah. You can't say what they call him, which is very funny. They got away with that.
Yes, it is. As things like when they first said it, I kind of like I did like a quick rewind. Like, hold up, like, wait, what?
So, funny thing about so Andrew Schultz and another guy, which his name's Tommy Pope. They're both comedians.
Mm-hmm.
They work at a car dealership next door, and they're like friends with like the crew at like at this tire shop, and. So the other guy, the guy in the shop who doesn't say a whole lot in tires, is Chris O'Connor. He's another comedian, and him and the other guy, the other guy in the red shirt that wasn't Schultz, they have a podcast together.
Oh, really?
It's called Stuff Island. Good podcast.
Okay.
So like that's a podcast between those two guys, and they're all in like this ecosystem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like. It's all podcasts, all comedian ecosystem. Like the episode where they're doing the car wash.
Yes.
Right? When the guy was like kind of talking to that girl and was like, is this the moment? And then his wife, her husband shows up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy who had a podcast with Shane's podcast partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then like actually Shane's podcast partner was the cop in that episode.
Oh, that's even funnier than
That's Matt McCusker. So they're all. It's like literally all their. It's like Shane's been called like Adam Sandler because it's like all just his friends.
That's funny. I mean, that's the thing is that like one of the things that I wrote was because I wrote down a couple notes because I always try to write down some stuff just so I remember. One, Shane is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's
his expressions.
His facial comedy. His delivery, his awkwardness, but then also relatability at times as well. Just all of it across the board is just fucking love it.
I will talk about episode 1. Mm-hmm. One thing I wrote down is that like you could tell like everyone gives each other a hard time, but they all really like each other.
Yes, it's
except for the guy who died in episode 1.
Yes, other than the dude who died under the
which is like kind of like a hope of all of ours. That's like the one coworker that you hate, and you're like, he's never gonna fucking leave. and you just wish he died. And like that guy died in the car. And there, I just love the scene where he's like, "How long do you think he's been down there?" He's like, "I don't know, maybe probably since lunch." And it cuts to like them, like he's like, "Dude, I can't like." Dude, I like you, but like I can't keep covering for you all the time. Like you're just laying there. Like
I guess things like that. Well, and I wrote this. It's a great mix of dark and childish humor.
Yeah,
and it's like so I wrote that, and then so I wrote like dark and childish humor, and then one of the ones I just wrote was bro comedy. It's just turn your brain off and have some fun. And like it wasn't a long series either. It was fucking 6 episodes. They were basically 20 minutes each. It said 23, but that was also because there was like 3 minutes worth of freaking credits. So like I sat down, I watched it in like the whole thing in like 2 hours.
Yeah,
just straight. It's
quick.
I took one break because I needed to make something to eat. But outside of that, though, it was just right through. I don't know what the fuck this word says. Holy fucking crass humor.
Okay.
I think.
It's crass. Yeah. It'd be crassin'.
Yeah, don't think I'm saying these things as a negatives either.
No.
I fucking love just a good, just like it's one of those things. Like it's and we've talked about this before with certain other movies and titles and different properties and stuff. I am all for a good turn my brain off and just enjoy the fucking comedy.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I love it to death, and that's all this is. Like this isn't like I'm probably not gonna rewatch this again, right? But if it came on though, I'm definitely not turning it off.
I might rewatch it. Yeah, and it's so funny because it's all like episodes where it's like a little it's all one story. Like it's not like
it felt
a flavor
like
of the week thing. It's
you know what it felt like. It felt like a full week.
It did feel like a week because then. Yeah, because it was always like, how do we not we think basically it was like we think we're gonna lose our jobs. How do we change it? We need to like do better. And like I love like the first episode, the initiative. Like that's like in theory the idea of like we want a mechanic shop to be like we want women to feel like we're not taking advantage of them. We're not.
They're comfortable. Like it's not awkward. It's not.
Like we're not gonna like talk to you like you're not like less than or like you don't know anything about cars. Like in theory, like that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Like
it's just like it's like how can we take that and now turn it on its head?
Yeah. So like I love Shane where he's like, like your boyfriend is making you come here. It's like, is it really going the way? Yeah. Like I don't know. I love.
What was the one that it's like we change your oil real quick. And she's like, "Oh yeah," like, and he's like, "Not too quick though," and like you could tell that was there was that thing going on there. And then fucking
he's like, "There's so much sexual energy. Just get in there.
Just get in there." And then he gets in there. And it's like that's just no. It really, I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. One of the last thing that I did write down was and I don't know what you'll think of this, but it felt like the movie Waiting. That is a TV show.
That is a blue collar, a service industry.
Yeah. It just felt like that as a TV show as well, because it was like it's like just don't really want to be here, fucking around the whole time. A lot of comedy going on, but there is a story going on at the same point though. So it's like that was the last thing I wrote down at the end because I was like towards the end of the show, that's when I started to be like, this kind of is like that to an extent.
It's like Waiting. I guess the only difference, I guess, would be like that these guys actually cared about the shop, because like,
I'm waiting.
Shane is the cousin, but actually cares about Will, and then, but then like, God, I don't remember his name, but Chris O'Connor, the other mechanic, when like they all thought they were going to lose the jobs, and he was talking to that lady, he's like. Like I don't really talk to people that well. But I really love cars, and I do like most of the work here. And it's just like clearly they all like care about the place, except for maybe Kyla.
Yeah,
the girl.
Kyla. Yeah. Well, that's
The white trash. That's great.
There was so much that was so relatable as well, to an extent.
Yeah.
Where, like, when you were saying, like, it's like the initiative. So the first episode, they're like, oh, we're gonna try and make the shop more appealing for women to come in, so they feel comfortable. And like their whole plan is, like, well, how do we make them feel comfortable? And the guy's idea was to put up posters that said, like, "You go, girls." And like a little pot of flowers on the front desk. That will make them feel comfortable. Like,
well, and the reporter was like literally called them out. You're like, you think like just doing that's like it? He's yeah, idiot.
Well, then it's like, they're in the like the final meeting with the reporter, trying to get the reporter like to not write all this terrible shit. And then what happens? Well, here comes Andrew Schultz and the other guy. And, they're just bro humor at its finest coming in. And they're, look, we know you're not tick guys, but look at this. We got some ass to show you right here.
She's on OnlyFans.
She got an OnlyFans, and her ass is out of this. Like, just completely, like, out of nowhere.
Oh, one of the car wash girls has an OnlyFans.
Oh.
The one that he ended up sleeping with.
Oh, really? That one?
She's a comedian, Karen Feenan.
Mm-hmm.
She's very funny.
I love the fact that, like, I don't know if you noticed or not, but when he takes his shirt off in
the nipple bite mark.
Well, in The Office, when he takes his shirt off, there's just like bruises and shit on him. But then later on, when he's in the car, all of the bruises have gotten worse, and there's now cuts on his back. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. It just got worse. It's very funny. He stunk.
He stunk. I had to wash him off.
So episode 2, actually, we talked about Francis Ellis was like a big part of that episode, which is fun because I knew he was the redhead, Shane's friend.
Oh, okay, yeah. The
I don't know his name. His name was George.
I was gonna say the douchey high school teammate that.
Yeah.
I'm doing so well in life. You should come work for me.
What's funny because
he
naturally has that air in real life, but
really?
But he's like he's a really nice guy.
That's funny.
But like he's from like Maine. He went to he played lacrosse at Harvard.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But he's a barstool guy. But he's a comedian as well. He's a stand-up.
Oh, okay.
But big barstool guy. He got fired from Barstool actually, and then rehired a couple years later.
Oh, that's even funnier. The thing is, like, there's a lot of comedians in this, and you would think with that a lot of them the humor would be not there, because there's been so many times before where we get comedies, or either comedies in movies or comedies in show form, and there's a ton of comedians, and they are either all trying to overdo each other, or just like it doesn't hit. And it wasn't the overdone. It wasn't overdone. Yeah, it wasn't overdone. They didn't feel like they were trying to one up each other, and like I would say most to if all of the jokes hit. Or like the funny parts they hit. Like there's one part where the son says, the owner's son says, like, hey, like, you're not allowed to smoke in there. Go smoke outside, Lila. So like Lila and the mechanic are smoking outside, and there's a sub-store restaurant next to him, and the guy comes out and he's bitching and complaining, and then like for the whole rest of the episode they're like looking to see if they can go out and smoke to see if he's there, and then like they go out and they start to light it up, and as they start to light up the cigarette, then he shows up and they're like, oh fucking god, I gotta go back to work, like, because they just don't want to deal with his shit. Like,
it's like clearly because you don't hate the guy, but man, you don't want to talk to him.
You'll do whatever it takes to get away from that guy as fast as fucking possible.
Yeah,
and like
just walk. That's like a good one. It's just like you just walk away. You're like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
that's like
another just
mine at work. I just like I gotta go finish this whatever I was doing over there.
Like, and then the fucking the bikini episode when they're in his shop, and they're like, it's like, why is there no AC? Well, the AC doesn't work. Man, it's really hot in there. Yeah, it's hot and sweaty in like a good way. No, not at all.
Yeah, that is like a funny picture of like. Just like a bunch of girls in bikinis in a kitchen that's like 100 degrees. The Epstein joke was funny. He's like, I'd be real disappointed if you showed up.
There was can draw tits real good, but can't draw faces.
That's very funny. And then like the same time where he's finding out like he's got all these rumors about him. It's like, he's like, how much chocolate milk do you drink, dude? He's like, what?
There's that, and then it's like, is it true that you and your friends just go to like Applebee's and just bite on each other's nipples, like suck on each other's?
Take turns.
Take turns.
Oh, and it's funny you say now that you say that. When he was in his car, he had a big bite mark on his nipple.
Oh,
when
really?
Yeah, big old bite mark on his nipple. Man, that's funny. And then, so when the episode where he talks to the other loser store, you know, like, we're gonna get that gift card. We're going to Red Lobster.
Yeah, we're going to Chipotle.
Red Lobster. Yeah.
Man,
And even that, like, they're shit talking to each other, but they clearly like, they like each other.
Yeah.
That's the director of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
okay.
McKeever. Yeah. So like, did you watch any of Gillian Keeves stuff? Gillian Keeves was the no response. I was like, okay, so Gillian Keeves was it's like shorts. Like the skits.
Oh, okay. Then probably not. No.
They're on Netflix, not Netflix, YouTube, and then they made one like special, like an hour and a half or hour special, where it's like a bunch of them. So they're on YouTube. You check them out. It's Gillis, Shane Gillis, and then McKeever Keeves. And so, I'll like, there's a good Trump one where like Trump's speed dating, and everyone's like, ew, why are you here? And then, like, one girl's finally like, oh my God, Mr. President, and, like, I love you.
Oh,
and it was, like, doing this...
okay, that's where that's from.
Yeah,
the fucking.
And it's actually
So I typed in Gillian Keefe, so I have it on here now. But the ISIS Toyota.
Yes, Bob ISIS Toyota.
That right there, younger generation. That right there. That's bullshit. We don't like that. That's what that's from. Now I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was one of the early ones. Yeah. So then, so like all these guys, like most of the people in the show were in Gillian Keeves.
Okay.
Because even like Francis, the redhead, like all the main actors were from Gillian Keeves. Mm-hmm. So it's all like tied in with that. It's like their sketch group, you know.
Interesting. I mean, I dig it because it's one of those things that you can see that there's organic chemistry.
Yeah. Between
them, because that's always one of those things as well that is a big one that we talk about, but most people talk about is like the chemistry between people. Like I think the only real one that we've kind of shit on just a little bit is the chemistry when on the podcast anyway in Rebel Moon between Cora and the guy there. The main guy. Like, there's almost like there's scenes where it's like, oh, there might be something there, and then there's other scenes where it's like they look like they just met for the first time in real life. Mm-hmm. Like in the show, everybody felt like everything felt natural. Like there was no awkwardness really between them, other than the intentional awkwardness. Like they all it felt like they were friends even. So it makes sense that if they were all homies.
I like that. Like there are times where it seems like them laughing in it was like the very genuine like reaction laugh that they had when they did it.
Like, and it was in like try to hide it either. It was just like nope, that's it. Just leave it in.
That's the laugh. You're like like when he was doing the serial killer thing where he's like, I'm gonna do your like, and they laughed between it and they kept that in and like that felt real.
Yeah, well, like this thing's like that seems like very much like it felt like. What it honestly felt like was different pieces of his different stand-ups. Like little parts of them. Like take a 5-minute part of a stand-up, take it out, compress it down. Either compress it down to a minute or extend it out to 20, and there it is. It's in the show, right? It's either the entire episode, or the entire plot of the episode, or it's just a single line that happens in the episode. And like I said, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid humor in that aspect. Anyway.
Oh, it was. It was offensive too, but like I don't.
It's comedy. It's
comedy. So like a lot of what Shane's comedy is like it can make like in the political climate like you're in like you don't know who he's like for, and he like goes after both sides.
Yes.
But he can make both sides laugh. So like this one is like so crude. It's crass, like how you were saying that like I know. some people aren't going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think so like this definitely isn't going to be like The Office for
Yeah,
like
no, it's
white women all over America.
I wouldn't be surprised if, because we have this season, which is 6 episodes. You said they're gonna do another season. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if that is another 6 episodes, maybe
Yeah, 6 to
8.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 10. And then because that was the other thing I wrote down. It was like ending was ... Huh. That's what I had written down.
I liked the ending. We haven't I enjoyed the ending.
I wasn't sure because of course, like you said, I didn't know there was a sequel. I didn't know they had already been picked up
Oh
for
yeah,
season
okay,
2.
yeah.
I had no
Yeah.
clue. So when it ended, I was just kind of like, fuck, okay.
It did just end.
Yeah.
It did. But it was like positive though.
Yeah.
Cuz like I love you finally see the dad, episode 6.
Yeah.
You finally see him because it's like you don't even hear him until episode 6.
I was. I'll word it like this first. Is that a like a well-known actor or comedian or?
No, I don't know who that is.
Because
Yeah,
I was expecting the dad to show up and it to be like fucking just someone absurd. You know what I mean? Because that's what they normally try to do in these sort of things. Like it's either someone absurd or it's someone that like we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
But like we know who they are.
Yeah, I don't even know his name, so like I have the IMDb right here. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would for instance, if Jim Jeffries would have showed up, I would have been like, "Oh shit, all right, yeah." Like it could have been anything, but it was just some random dude. I was like, "Oh."
It could have been like Dave Attell.
Yeah.
Like some older. Yeah. So no, because like even I'm looking here, I'm like I don't even because I thought the same thing. You're like maybe we'll recognize him as like a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Stavros, I love Stavros in this, and
Stavros
so
is fucking hilarious. I love the scene
because I had no idea he was even in it until like a couple days before.
Well, it's funny because like so for everyone that doesn't know, we did a couple different. The last 2 episodes have been first time playing, where we've been doing card game stuff. So this is like our first podcast back to doing regular stuff. So we're like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, I've kind of dominated kind of picking stuff, so I have a good list of stuff of what we're doing in the future. So I said to DeNutte, like, what do you want to do? And he said about tires. And when you said that, I was like, what? And then when you showed me the trailer, then I was like, oh, I've seen this trailer already. So like Stavros is in the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, okay. But like there's one scene with him in there where he's trying to do the upsell.
Yeah.
And he's talking with her, and I'm gonna give you the manager discount, and she's looking at him, and he's got a low cut V on, and there's just the gold chain with the chest hair, and then there's just it's
like
potato
he's got
chips.
a button shirt and he's got a wife beater on. He's got food, and like if you're not familiar with Stavros, he's a fat Greek with a like really disgusting beard, like Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, and then a bald mullet, like bald up top mullet, disgusting hair, which I had for a while. Shout out to Stavros. And then he's just greasy, and he's like, I'm gonna give you the manager special.
And like it zooms in on it, like she's just like looking at him disgusted, and it zooms in just to right here. So all you see is the top of the wife beater, the gold chain, hair sticking out, and then just potato chips all over, like broken up potato chips.
It's so perfect.
It's like, yep, that works.
Because he's the like district manager, but he's still a piece of shit. Like he's like all flawed like all the rest of them.
And it was like, especially now that you've told me that like Shane Gillis like did the whole thing and put everything up, I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, no, like
did it meet my expectations? It didn't have any. I was just expecting to be entertained for a little bit, right?
Were you entertained for a little bit?
I was,
Okay. Yeah.
So like
I laughed out loud a bunch of times.
Yeah, yeah. There was a couple times where I just Jesus fucking that sort of thing. But like
a couple times, like a lot of these shows have always like make you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like this did it at times, but then it brought you back and it made you laugh.
Yes. Yeah, so like I said with the legit, there's a lot of times in legit where so legit is a comedy in the similar vein, but it's with Jim Jeffries as the main lead, and it has
FX show.
DJ Quarles.
Who just got married.
Yeah,
Did you
just
see
got married.
that?
Yeah.
To another Supernatural co-star. Didn't know either of them were gay. Shout out to them though.
Yeah, I had no idea, but I saw that. I saw that. And I was like, oh, dope! Like,
beautiful relationship because I loved both of those guys on Supernatural, and I love the new guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you told me about that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it's like with that one, with that show, there was moments that would make you feel extremely awkward, but then they would either reel you back in with the heartfelt moment, or they would reel you back in with the comedy.
Minus the gun episode.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, minus that episode.
Yeah, that episode was just.
Go. Yeah.
So that like I genuinely I thought this was a fun show. I'm now excited for season 2.
Yeah.
But like I said, will I watch season 1 again? I'll probably watch it when season 2 rolls around, just as a warm up sort of thing.
Well, so it really shows like how it's like the faith people are putting in Shane Gillis right now, because like all the people who are in that show, they were like some really big upcoming comedians in that, like, and like he financed it himself, and like they had to probably didn't get paid that well to do it. They're just like, this is like an opportunity.
I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix, I mean, especially with it being 6 episodes, and you saying that Shane paid for most of it, if not all of it himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix.
I think they split it, maybe him and Shane.
Okay, so I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised.
I remember him saying he took a loan and was like, "I'm fucked if this doesn't work out."
Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix did like the base, like this is the bottom of this is the lowest tier of what we can pay someone right now for stuff. So here you go. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that, right?
Well, so they picked it up, and they also his next special is a Netflix in 2025.
See, and I think
that was like the contract thing. So it's the 2.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, I think that works, especially with something
in which
like this.
She's going to get a lot of money for that alone. The special, because his special killed it.
Yeah.
Killed on Netflix.
So I mean, and that's the thing is I think Netflix. I think that is going to be, or could be, where you see Netflix start going more with the comedy stuff. Is stand-ups, and then it's like, hey, do you have an idea for a show, or just stand-ups, and then it's just like, it's like just making sure they get them back, because stand-ups are always going to do well, no matter what. Like, they're always going to do well. Like, that's.
But it's also it's almost saturated at this point, because there's like ton of comedy on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
that's the big one to go to right now. Still.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. Like, no matter what, like, it's gotta make people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, Stavros has a Netflix special. I think out of everyone on that show, I think they're the 2. Because then Schultz, he did his most recent was YouTube. I believe.
I think he might have a deal.
No, he sold his own. I think.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I think he might have a deal with someone, because I know he has. Doesn't he have a podcast too? Like,
he has a couple. He's got Flagrant 2, and he's got Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
But I think he sold his own. I think he just sold it from his website.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong about that.
Well, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see Schultz on, Netflix next.
Looking through some notes I have, episode 3, when they're trying to figure out who to upsell, and then it was Chinese, white trash, and mature naturals, porn choices. And I like that everyone, it gets funny because they put it right in the office, in the board, right out in the open, and you could see throughout the episode that people notice the choices.
Yeah.
And when
the different reactions by those people too.
The daughter or granddaughter, she even saw it and was like, "What?"
Yeah, like, what? Fucking okay. Like, the white trash couple see it and just like, okay, whatever. That was also funny when it was like, it's like, look, I saw some pictures in the back seat. You need to be this. No, we're not gonna upsell. Okay, I saw the pill bottles in the front seat. Really want to get pulled over on the way home? Fully going into just and
I didn't want to say it while Kyla was here because she'd be chewing through that car. She's like, I knew it was her.
I knew it was her. I stabbed her brother in the face with a pair of scissors at prom. I'm gonna go now.
I like the O'Connor being tranquil. He's like, I know I don't want you. You're not allowed to speak to customers, but right now I need you to be zen, which is very funny. bro.
You're the calm one out of all of us. Like,
One comment, just Red Lobster. Already said that earlier,
yeah.
but
Which is hilarious considering the Red Lobster Fest is
yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I could draw babes.
Yeah, I can draw babes.
I could
Terrible
draw
with
babes.
faces.
I can make him more Jewish. These are all little funny bits. Um, so at one point he refers to the car wash girls as beautiful angels. These are my beautiful angels.
Yeah.
That's how like in Matt and Shane's Secret podcast, he's always calling they're always calling women beautiful angels.
Oh, really? That's funny.
She's beautiful angel.
Beautiful angel.
Um,
She's the one right there. She's perfect.
that's most of my little notes.
That also, by the way, that caught me completely off. That was the Jesus fucking Christ moment for me.
Which one?
So they're doing the car wash and there's a girl on one side, on the passenger side, girl on the other side, and then a girl gets on the hood and she's doing the thing and he's like, yeah, like, it's like, you want to do it, don't you? And he's like, yeah, well, yeah, I'll get new tires as well. And she's like, okay, yeah, and she goes like this, and then like her hand slips and she just whack.
Well, because I was like, no way is this all gonna work. They're like, holy shit. That guy it's funny because then the guy the wife picks him up and he's like, she's gonna hit me. I'm not allowed to have a phone.
I'm not allowed to have a phone that has any apps on it.
That guy, he's either a comedian but he's been in like their skits before, the Gillian Key skits. I don't know that guy's name. But he's been in other stuff of theirs. Beautiful angels. And then that girl just smashes her face and she's just like sitting in the corner. Shane just flirting with her the whole time.
Yeah. She's perfect. You guys are okay, but then like you said, how there's that awkward moment of that one girl that like she knows stuff about cars and everything, and you're like, oh shit, maybe this is a thing that's gonna happen. Oh, there's the husband.
Well, yeah, and she was like, now is the time to take the opportunity. You're like, oh, is she like heavily hinting?
Oh,
maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, but also then Tim Bartley shows up. Babe, we got the Dino Nuggets on the counter.
Babe, the Dino Nuggets on the counter. I know how to use the oven.
Oh my god, my head's at this title. Unprofessional.
So here's the question then. So, oh wait, just in case his headphones too low, I'll go out. Hello. Yeah.
Hot swap. Hot swap.
Good time. Timed it. Good time. So here's the question then. So season 1 was basically about they were doing cheap oil changes, and that's how they were going to solve.
Well, and I was thinking because I'm like, how's it only a $10 oil change? I mean, the oil itself costs more than that, and then you got to change the filter. And I'm like, how do you upsell that?
So now they're doing cheap tires because then you can do all sorts of stuff off of that. Do you think that's going to be season 2? Or what do you think? What do you think season 2 will be?
I don't know, because so eventually, Dad shows up, screams at him, fires him, and they all are like, "Hey, your son's not he's a loser, but he's not the loser you think he is. He cares about this place, and this idea is like good." Also, I thought it was, have you noticed his hands were like kind of messed up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought when he was like, he spent $2,000 on piano lessons. To me, I'm like, that's very funny because he has messed up hands. Even when Shane was making fun of him at the end, he was doing the messed up hand thing, and like, I'm like, that is very funny. Like,
that's the dark, just like fucked up humor that
like,
I love.
Maybe piano's not for you, dude. But he was like, so yeah, the dad was like, he's taking a look at it, like that, like that is true. Like you're like, hey, you're already here, your tires are off, brake pads, just you're spending $400. What's $200 more? Because I actually, a mechanic kind of got me with that. I got my turbo replaced in my car a few weeks ago. Maybe a month ago. I don't know. Either way, and then when I got there, when I went to pick it up, he's like, "Hey, we had to replace the battery because it was like dying." Which actually, I've had to jump it. I had to jump it a couple times, and I was like, "Whatever." I just wasn't even going to argue it because I was like, I did need a battery.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fine, whatever."
Fine, just do it. Like,
do it. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see where it goes season 2, because like I said, No idea.
I think it's going to involve a tire shop. I think that's all we can. And it's full circle because tires. You're like at the first episode. You're like, okay, he ordered too many tires, but it's a mechanic shop, and then
fucking bad in there.
Tires is the idea. And also, this was I didn't mention this was a skit before. This was like a short.
Oh, was it? Interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe there's clues.
So this was something they had already done. This was like it was like the basis of what the show became. They did like a little Gillis and Keefe sketch.
Yeah, I dig it. Like I said, it's like what you said. It's a blue collar. It's a blue collar show that has a lot more, I would say, relatable moments than a lot of these other fucking shows have that are comedies.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that the humor on this is not for everyone.
Not for everyone.
Yeah. No.
But like I don't know. It's like it's yeah. Because we were at a friend of mine's house last night, and he just got an 85-inch TV, which is insane. It's like we were watching it, and like they were on the TV, and they were as big as like, yep. Like we were watching, there'd be two people on screen, and they were as big as like people what they should be, and that's like kind of like a weird.
80 inches like corner to corner, right?
Yeah. 85. Yep. If I will speak it out, Husky has a measuring tape out. And he is seeing how big 85 inches is.
That's fucking taller than me.
Yeah.
It's 7 foot.
It's huge.
It's 7 foot 1 inch.
That's a shack-sized TV right there.
That's fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, we were watching it. Everyone thought it was hilarious, but like my one buddy was like, "I'm locked in." He's like, "This is it. This is," because it's like when you think about it. Yeah. Where other than like waiting, when was there a blue collar show?
I mean, really. King of Queens is the next one. I mean, well, what about
George Lopez?
No, the girls at the restaurant.
Oh, Two Broke Girls.
Other than that,
yeah,
King of Queens.
Yeah,
which, like we already said, King of Queens is like that's the side aspect of the episodes. It's more about family. But
and then George Lopez show.
Yeah,
he had a similar like blue collar business. I think it was also delivery. Could be wrong.
But like that's kind of it.
Yeah, like there's not like as far as like workplace comedies. I don't know if there's ever really been much of a. There's actually a Joel McHale one that's out, and I think it's on Hulu where they're exterminators. I haven't watched that one though. So that's actually
really the only other. Honestly, the only other one that I can remember that has anything to do with the mechanic is the In-Betweeners, the English show In-Betweeners, where
not the American one.
Yeah, not the American one. Jesus Christ, not the American one. The English show In-Betweeners, where at one point they go to do like work studies, and one of them does a work study at a mechanic shop, and he gets picked on the whole time by the guys there.
Accurate.
Yeah. That's like outside of that though, I genuinely can't.
It's funny because like my buddy, my mechanic friend, his stepdad owns the business, and he loves his stepdad. He's like super close with him. It's like one of his favorite people in the world. And there's one other coworker there who he's like, if he died, he'd be like, my life's a little bit easier right now.
My life's a little bit easier.
We have more work to do now, but it wouldn't be like the end of the world for him.
All right, so what would you give this as a rating?
I'd give it 4.4 tires out of 5.
You know, I'm just gonna go 4. I'm just gonna base it. I'll just go 4.
Okay.
I'll go 4.
No.
Like I said, if you guys want to just turn your brain off for 2 hours, have some good fun, and listen to some really dark funny bro humor. Like, there's literally a part where they're just talking about boobs, and you eventually will laugh. Like,
yeah, boobs. Dude, the porn choice one, I still got me dying.
Yes.
And then, there's a lot of like bits in this that like will just make you laugh.
When he starts doing the phone call to ask the other shops what they've heard,
spiraling.
The rumors, and it's just spiraling downhill. Just one after another, like that just gets you. And
then finally, Shane's like, I heard you taught a parrot to say the N-word.
Yeah. it's like, oh, I never heard that one before. Yeah, I just made it up.
It is a new one. And then he emails every customer they've ever had. This like, none of these things are true.
All these rumors you hear are not true. And he's supposed to send it to everybody that works in the company. Instead, he sends it to the 7,000 people on the customer list instead. Awesome. So, looking forward a little bit. Let's look forward a little bit. How about this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, looking forward. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So, this week. By this week, I mean like right now. We have this. We have the episode of Tires. Okay. Next week, it is another first time playing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And this is yeah, because it's the new month.
Right.
So this one was chosen by DeNutte, and I then fucked it up because I didn't get my cards in time. But we will be learning how to play the Pokemons. We will be gotta catching them all.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, we were gonna do it the other
card fight. When we did card
fight Vanguard, which oh my god, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, what a mess. How'd that do? Did that anyone check that one?
I know. It got some views. I don't know if anyone commented on it though.
You're getting how the sausage is made in this podcast right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, because some people watch the Digimon one, but
so card fight had 30 views.
Oh
yeah, no, dude, like the first time plays actually do pretty well.
That one I'm surprised by the okay, because like
so that has one more view than the Lorcana one we just did does.
Okay. Lorcana was fun though. We won.
Yeah, so. We did. The Lorcana one was a lot of fun. The Digimon episode has 42 views. And the first Lorcana episode had 11 views. But I also kept changing and fucking with different elements of like the title and stuff for that for a while. Yeah. So that one, but yeah. So we got Pokemon coming down the line next. That's the next thing. Then DeNutte takes a quick little breather break. And we do a special episode where we talk about the United Football League, because that's going to end. That's a regular season of it is ending next week. So me and Rob are going to talk about
where's the championship?
The championship is going to be in St. Louis. It's in the Dome, and St. Louis has a chance to be the home team or the away team. They technically could be the away team in the Dome. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That is funny how that works sometimes. Like like the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Bucks?
I think it was the Bucks. I know it was someone, but so me and Rob are gonna be talking about that, and then me and DeNutte are gonna have a really fun episode, which I need to get all sorts of situated and figure out how the fuck I want it to look because I gotta change that up. But me and DeNutte will be watching live together the Xbox Showcase this year.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's actually, I like that.
Yeah, so we're going to watch that live together. We're going to break it down. So normally in the past, I just watch trailers myself, and then I just post my reactions to them. And I thought, fuck it, this year it's on a Sunday anyway, that's when we record, a little bit more behind the scenes, opening the curtain for you guys. It's on a Sunday anyway, so I thought, fuck it, why not just spend the 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever the fuck it is.
We'll just have to like do a timestamp somehow, and then because we can't live stream the live stream.
Oh yeah, no, we're just gonna record it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just like what we normally do. Just fuck it.
Yeah, I wonder again, sausage. I'm like, can we live stream the live stream? Like, can we show that, or is it?
I do believe so.
Because like how you used to do like live watching for football, right? You couldn't show the football game, and you would do like a play-by-play thing.
Yeah, I used to do play-by-play stuff, so there's the different games on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I think we can, because a lot of times I know there's a lot of other creators that do it, so I don't know why we wouldn't be allowed to, sort of thing. You know.
I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, no. Honestly, the biggest thing would be is that because I know it's like a 2-3 hour sort of thing, so just being able to make sure that we're both okay with doing that. But then also it'd be, can my editing software fucking handle
one that big?
Yeah, handle that fucking thing, that monster.
You might have to do 2 parts of that.
I might. But, anyways, there's a little bit behind the curtain for you guys of what we got coming down the line. A lot of exciting things. A lot more games coming down the line. A lot more card games. Eventually, we're come up with a title other than first time playing.
Somebody's got a Hellblade 2 playthrough to upload.
That's already up.
Oh, did you finish it?
Oh, I finished it last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we talked about it. You finished it.
Finished last week. Started uploading it already. It's not doing bad. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. So, that is a topic though that I thought we can talk about in a little bit, which would be kind of cool because maybe by then another game comes out and fucks up everything. It's on Game Pass, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was one of the big things is that it took me 6 hours. It took, and of course I hate when people do this because it's like, oh look, it only took 5 hours, and it was like the first people uploading it. It's like, well, no shit, it took them 5 hours. They're trying to speed run the shit out of it to be the first people to get it.
Is there side stuff to do?
There is, and there isn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things. Like, there's these totems that you can go collect, and they tell a story. And then I noticed it halfway through the game. There's a tree that you can also collect that also tells a secondary story.
Okay. So like, if you don't do any of that, like my thing was like when I play a game where I'm like, hey, the objective's that way. What's that way?
Well, that's the thing is like you'll notice as well because like you'll go into an area and it's like here's the path, but there's a giant circle right here. It's like,
what's up with that circle?
What's over here? And you just kind of like if you're naturally like that, you're just gonna naturally just fall ass over backwards into these things.
I play through games super slow, so like
Oh, it's a fucking story game. I wanna enjoy the story, but that's the thing is that like a lot of people complain about it being too short, and then it's like because it's $50. And it's like, it's Game Pass. It's fucking 20. And then there's people like, oh, well, I don't even know if it's worth getting it just for Game Pass. And it's like, you could download Game Pass, play that one for 5 hours, and then there's 100 other titles you can play.
Oh, another buddy of mine loved it, and he's like,
yeah,
he's a PlayStation guy, but he's like, man, Game Pass is so awesome. Like literally, it's like, it is funny.
I never will understand the hate for it. Never will.
Then a friend of mine who only plays Siege, he plays it on Xbox. He's yet to have Game Pass. So like there are like sides to it.
Well, like that's the thing is like I got Rob and Jeff into Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing was it's just like it. I'm gonna stick to this to the fucking day I die. As of right now, Game Pass is basically $20. It's like 18.01 or something like that. At least that's what I pay. It's like 18.01.
I thought it was 15, but did they up it?
They may have upped it. I mean, I might be paying it. Yeah, I'm paying 18.01 right now.
Okay.
But they may have upped it, or it may also be one of those ones where it's like one of like the Game Pass Ultra Ultimate blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah, because I have just the normal Ultimate. I don't know if that's because I was because I'm looking.
Unless they're ripping me off.
Now, because now I'm like, how much am I paying? That's more what it is. I'm like,
yeah, no, I'm always gonna stick to my guns with this. If you are a gamer or if you are a content creator and you do not have Game Pass, you are doing yourself a disfavor. Because there's too many good titles. Even if you're a PC player, there's too many good titles. The amount of shit that you get with that it's unreal. The amount of stuff you can get, and it's a rotating thing. It's like a fucking the HBO of games.
Well, I'm glad you said this because I try to I looked at my subscription, and I'm looking and I tried out as Fallout 76. They had a free month.
Oh, really?
And it was about to charge tomorrow. So
there you go.
So that would have been an additional pay screw. Oh, so mine is $16.99.
$16.99? Yeah, so it's about this. Yeah, right in that range.
I was just wondering what the difference would be. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I mean that's my thing, but like I said, I think that'd be a good one to talk about. Is, as if people would want to listen to us, to me and DeNutte talk about this and give our thoughts on this, but about gaming as a whole right now.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of shit happening, and kind of a lot of how dare they cut this company, fuck this company for only making a 5-hour game. Oh well, don't play this game because it's like this game. Why would you play this new game? Because it's just we played the old like. There's so much of this shit going on, and a lot of it is creator based, a lot of it is game like player based, but still,
Big one, Tarkov. I'm gonna play some Gray Zone tonight. I'm loving Gray Zone.
See, so no, there you go, another future topic potential idea for you guys down the line. So, but if you guys watched Tires, let us know what you guys thought. If you didn't watch Tires, what the fuck's wrong with you? Go watch Tires. It's fucking 2 hours.
If you didn't like Tires, go kick a rock. Go kick a tire.
Yeah. So, final thoughts.
I'm glad Shane came back from being canceled to like being like one of the greatest like comedians in the country right now.
I like the fact that I would say that he did. They tried to cancel him and it didn't work.
It did briefly. It did. It did. But then like there's like that argument like because it got me into him. So it's like the weird thing. It's like the Streisand effect.
It's like I don't want to. I mean, of course, if I say it, but the Harrison Butker thing.
Yeah.
Right. He has the #1 selling jersey right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
A lot of people are canceling him. He just did another commencement speech at somewhere. And in that commencement speech, he basically just said, it's like, it's wild how much hate and bullshit you get for speaking your beliefs and your, like, that sort of thing. And I was like, oh. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I saw part of it on TikTok.
I love the take, because it's like, whether or not you agree with it, I saw, like, one comedian was like, like, you're like, whether or not what you agree with them or not, it's super easy to allow your wife to stay home if you make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It was like, and it's like, if I had millions of dollars, I'd tell my wife to stay home.
That's the thing, like we're not gonna get into this one because that's gonna get us canceled, and we're too small to get canceled. So, but let us know what you guys thought of Tires down in the comments down below, and also let us know if you just want us to get canceled, because if so, we're fucking do a full episode where we just try to get canceled. No, you're fine. Love you to death. But as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.